The youth program is a pretty innovative initiative, right? It's a community-based extracurricular program that is trying to support youth mentors in supporting children and youth. And in that intergenerational interplay, I see a lot of ease with each other. I see the youth all becoming more at ease and working with each other, collaborating with one another to bring ideas, investigations, and solar energy projects into creation for their communities.
I think it's beneficial for them to come here because from a kind of like educational perspective, it does help a lot when you're like basically write on your transcripts or like on your college essays, like, oh, like I got to do these items like that weren't really like taught before in like my middle school or my like elementary school. And then like from a personal perspective, I think it's really nice to like be able to learn more about something that is outside of school. So like for example, like maybe like your science classes teach you certain topics about like heat and UV rays and maybe photons. Meanwhile, this kind of program kind of helps you with that while also engaging with like certain experiments that you never really got to engage with before.
We actually try to get the kids involved more and have outside people who were like kids. Like for example, me, I was a kid. My community didn't really have much outreach, and I'm trying to have more outreach for people like in this program. Reach out to other people who like want to learn something or make a difference with themselves or with the community.
I think kids nowadays, they don't interact with each other, especially if they don't know each other. If they don't know each other, they just tend to be quiet. They don't talk to each other. So I feel like with this program, they tend to learn to break out of their shell. When they meet other kids, they're not shy. They don't just like be quiet. They go up to them and they go say, hi, like, what's your name? My name's this. And they become more interactive. And I think that's great because most kids are not like that. When they first came to this program, they each kind of stuck to their own group. Like each family would stick to their own, like there was 5 kids in one family and they kind of would stick to by themselves. There was 3 of them that would stick by themselves, 2 that would stick by themselves, and they wouldn't interact with each other. And but now we play soccer, we play basketball, baseball, whatever, and they're picking each other between different families, and they're wanting to play with each other. And heck, I think they're even friends at school. I think they see each other at school now, so I think that's great.
So one of the things I'm really interested in is youth sustainability leaders, training up young people to be the leaders in sustainability initiatives for their community. So it's really important that young people have opportunities to not only learn about sustainability, but to take action in their own communities to support community resilience for their families and in their own neighborhoods. The youth leaders are so critically important in this process because they are the ones that the young people look to for guidance, for mentoring, for mirroring of how to be a sustainability activist, of how to be a community contributor. Some of the changes that I've seen in the youth is more confidence in taking action, in beginning initiatives on their own, starting to investigate questions of interest to them around energy, the heat of the sun, the light from the sun. What's the difference? How can we know what the effects of the sun on our community are? And how can we use the sun's energy to benefit our communities while protecting our friends and neighbors and ourselves from some of the harmful effects of the intense radiation we have here in Arizona.
Benefits for the kid, it really does help them like learn a lot more about like what goes on around our world, especially like living in Arizona with the heat. It's really, really dangerous around here when you're like out way too long. So just learning about like everything about the heat and like the benefits that we can use of like the solar of the sun and like the UV rays and everything.
Ellos están muy contentos, muy encantados de estar aquí porque aparte de que se mantienen activos, están aprendiendo bastantes cosas. Ellos están muy motivados porque han ido, por ejemplo, a la universidad. Ellos me expresan en sus pensamientos que ellos en algún momento quisieran ir a la escuela, aprender más a lo largo de que van creciendo los veo motivados. Yo prefiero que estén ellos en alguna actividad que estén en la televisión o en el teléfono o sin hacer nada. Para mí pienso que la ociosidad trae pues muchas complicaciones, entonces ellos siempre están participando en actividades físicas y culturales.
Y este programa me gusta porque puedo aprender cómo ser un líder y aprecio mucho a los líderes porque yo quiero ser uno de ellos un día.
Hemos aprendido diferentes cosas como el sol como es muy peligroso y también cómo nos ayuda mucho como con la luz o a veces con la comida o así. Hemos aprendido también cómo ser un líder.
The leaders? They're fun. Sometimes they could be a little bit rude, but that's most of the time. But I love them. Like they're actually really nice. Like I love them. Like I wouldn't ask for other leaders but them. I'm more comfortable with them.
I like being here because it's fun and like I come because I want to because it's fun and I like the activities and all that.
Pues yo nada más agradezco que exista ese tipo de programas porque a las mamás que estamos trabajando todo el tiempo nos ayudan bastante a tener a nuestros hijos en cosas productivas y positivas.
Solamente quería dar gracias porque ellos nos han enseñado muchas cosas y nos han enseñado que nunca nos rindemos y si algo no lo podemos hacer, que lo vamos a intentar hasta lograrlo.
I really think this program is really great, and I think there's a lot of people who don't know about it, and I think they should come to find out what it really is so that they can come and bring who they can, because we're slowly growing more, but I don't think we're growing fast enough, and I think it should.